3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast. Niggas from the Black nerd community. Iain is not making fun of me this week, so I appreciate that. We are back after a little hiatus. Please forgive me personally. Don't blame those guys. Don't be mad at them. It's my fault. It is what it is.
Outage.
Oh, well, Iain did have a power outage last week.
He did have a power outage.
That's not his fault either, though. You know what I mean? It was a snowstorm, and
it was a huge snowstorm, man. We
Huge.
opened the door. It was huge.
just Atlanta
millimeters.
Basically icicle Atlantis. Atlanta was more or less.
Yep.
You know, it was pretty sure I saw Aquaman out here. It was just all kinds of crazy shit, man. No, look, man, yeah. A couple weeks. Let me bring this a little closer to make sure you guys can hear me solidly. Couple little bit of downtime. There's been some changes. That's how it goes. If you've been listening to the show for a while, you've heard me give the speech before, so I'm not going to give it again to y'all. But it is what it is. Anyways, but we're back. We're back on form. We should be back posting stuff regular time. You'll get caught up this week. You'll get an old episode this week, or by the time you're hearing this, you should have heard last week's episode, or you would have at least have it available to you. So we caught back up, and y'all might be sick of me saying catching back up, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Anyways, we are back. Episode 147, Two Ugly Nerds podcast. I'm always joined by Iain Berserk Music, audio engineer slash super producer. I haven't even done the intro in a while. The father, dad, and the dog father himself.
What's going on, y'all? Zeus says hi to you, but he's sleeping right now, so it is what it is.
There it is.
Man.
Yeah. I also always joined by Jahranimo, Mr. Nintendo, our resident pro streamer, our Xbox aficionado, and now a guardian of the galaxy.
I am an official guardian of the galaxy. I finished it last night, man. I'm gonna talk about it in a second, but real briefly. But yeah, great game. A little rough edges here and there, just like you said a while back there, but didn't really deter from my enjoyment. So,
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
Well,
I want to know. You can't just say
Well, you said a bit of rough edges. Just like Derek, I thought you were going to say something else.
what? Oh man!
No, because the thing is, here's the thing. Here's how y'all know that Iain is my main op, right? Iain is my best friend. I've known this nigga almost 20 years, and this nigga is maybe over 20 years. This nigga is my main op. This nigga, we talking about the game, rough edges, all types of shit. This nigga Iain still made it. This nigga still hit me with the game out of the blue.
Oh man, no!
I came on here confident. Was like, yo, I know I need a cut and all types of. Yo, it's whatever. We're gonna do the pod. I got the hoodie up. Like I don't know hat on.
I thought you was coming.
Iain still twisted that into the shade.
Like, why would I even do my boys like that? Even if that were the case, why would I even do that?
Derek.
Nah, next time you come on here with a bonnet, it's up, nigga. It's up. Next time you come on here with a bonnet,
oh, you missed the Scotch bonnet, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna start hitting record before y'all niggas get on. You gonna come in and not know, and then when Iain got his little bonnet on, he be chilling in the pre-production. Oh,
I don't know what's under this hood, man.
With the Bonet.
It's wild under here.
All right, man. Anyway.
Glad to be here, man. Glad we back in the pod thing, as usual.
Facts, man. This is definitely a happy space for me. Definitely a happy space for me, man. Okay. First things first. A lot of niggas rap really good. Earl reminded y'all that he rapped really good, and y'all should just go listen to his album. That's it. I ain't got no deep review. Oh, listen to Lobby. I ain't talking about no deep reviews and nothing like that. Just saying Earl is really good at rapping when he wants to be, and he reminded y'all niggas on that album. He rapped really good on a lot of those records. Just saying that. Maybe next week I'll come in and tell y'all the record. But right now, my record off that album is, don't get me wrong, it's not the most lyrical record, but it's Lobby. I like that type of music. I like that vibe. I like what it puts me in. It's perfect. Love that song. But he's rapping his ass off on a lot of other shit too, where he's talking about some shit. So.
I really like Lie on there.
Honestly. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
Lie. Tabula Rasa and Lie is good. Of course, Titanic is great. Lobby is great as well. Every time I listen to it, I'm just hearing different stuff, man.
He did a great job. Album is called Sick. Just
all
came
caps.
out. Just came out. Yeah, it's all caps with an exclamation point. And yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say this too. Tabula Rasa. That's another one where he was. Yeah,
him and his boys are on there too.
He's in his bag. But anyways, yeah, man. That's Earl. Y'all check out Earl. And West Side Boogie is still better than a lot of you niggas. Almost all you niggas. Anyways, first topic of the day. We are going to. Y'all heard Draw just mention it. Draw finished Guardians of the Galaxy. I was there for most of it, but then I got really, really tired. So I didn't get to see the complete end.
It was past midnight. So I was like,
it was like 1:30, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, because I did two streams yesterday. I literally did 2 streams yesterday, and I only stopped because I just got really hungry. And I was like, let me step away from the screen for a bit. But I stepped away a little longer than I originally expected, anticipated, etc., whatever. But yeah, finished Guardian Galaxies last night on the PS5, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. The writing is very well done. The dialogue, even when you're walking around, there's even like dialogue for like context when you're like exploring and looking for like collectibles and stuff, and they'd be like, Quill, what are you doing up there, man? It's like, how you know? I'm just investigating all this. It's just funny, man. It's just funny. Yeah. But yeah, overall it's good. The combat definitely towards the tail end, you know, they were on my bumper with some enemies that be having the shields. They threw out those electrical pillar things, but for some reason I still was not good at fully dodging those as well. But we managed to get through it. Characters are great. Love the Easter eggs. Some of the bosses really great, especially a certain alien creature that was really fire. I knew he was in the game just from some other friends playing it recently, and I don't think you mentioned it.
No, I didn't. I specifically did not. I
knew of. I just didn't know when he was appearing. And then they talk about a character in the game. Honestly, there's one character they're talking about, which I was like, damn it, why were you anywhere in the game? So I have no idea what you're doing with him. But you know, for those that you know, Ian, if you want to play it too, I'll let you figure it out. It's also a character we haven't seen in the MCU yet.
Definitely text that to me. I don't know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about.
I probably do know who you're talking about, but I don't know who you're talking about right now, is what I'm saying. Just tell me later.
All right. But yeah, overall, enjoyed it. Great. I mean, even though I paid for like 30 for it, even if I were to have gotten this day one, I probably wouldn't have regretted just because I enjoyed it that much. It was good. I mean, there's some now to be fully warned, and I don't know if it's because I got on PS5 or if I have the disc version or whatever, but I did encounter a few bugs. Nothing that like was like game breaking or like destroyed my save or whatever. A couple of quirky ones, like I was fighting, and for some reason I jumped and dodged, and I landed into like this guardrail and like a catwalk thing or something. I couldn't move in it, it was funny because I was like, oh, I'm stuck here. So I had to just die. I let an enemy just shoot me and I died. And then when I restarted, I came back. It's in one of my videos on YouTube. I think it's like part 3 or part 4. But yeah, overall, good game. I enjoyed it. Glad we can have more Marvel games. It's not like Spider-Man from Insomniac out here. They're good. A lot of Easter eggs. I think that this is original story, so I don't know if all the characters are from comics or not. I have to look it up. But overall, it's good. I recommend if you like more story-driven games with gameplay that's fun, easy to pick up. You can adjust your difficulty, like you're saying. Derek was saying a while back, like the adjusting like damage modifiers, how much damage you do to them, how much they do to you. I think you can adjust cooldowns, things like that. Overall, it's a good game. And it's a great looking game too. I would not be mad if they were to do a sequel. As a matter of fact, I would hope they do a sequel.
Yeah, I hope they do too.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah.
Only thing I'll say about this game, now that at least 2 of us have played it, so I can speak a little more freely about it. The only thing I'll say about this game for anybody that's going into it, I guess even more seriously, Ian, who hasn't played it yet, whenever he gets into it after his 3rd Banjo-Kazooie rerun.
Yeah.
I mean on the Switch. Yeah. After he's beaten Banjo-Kazooie 3 times on the Switch, then he can get to this.
Oh, on the Switch alone.
Just the Switch alone. I'm not talking about all your other runs. Just talking about this one. But for anybody new that hasn't picked up Guardians of the Galaxy, and this is where I was saying it earlier, so Jahra, don't be mad at me. I think watching somebody else play helped me review this game perfectly and helped me explain the best way I could to somebody who maybe hasn't played this game and maybe is a little apprehensive about you kind of only being Peter Quill primarily. While that is the case through the whole game, Peter has a lot of different abilities. One thing I noticed, and this is why I said Jahra, don't be mad at me, because one thing I noticed through Jahra's playthrough is, and I want to remind you of this, Jahra beat Returnal. I haven't beat Returnal yet. So I have not beat Returnal. You didn't finish Returnal?
I gotta go back to it. I got to the second to last world in my run.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought you finished it. Either way, the point is Jahra is way ahead of me in Returnal. And that's a game that's a lot harder. So when I'm saying this, I don't want it to be consumed, because I thought this last night as you were playing. And when I thought it, I was like, this is going to sound like I'm saying Jahra sucks at video games. That's not what I'm saying. Jahra knows the type of games he's good at. I'm never going to go Jahra and say, let's Pokemon battle. I'm doing a lot of preference. I'm doing a lot of preference to this for a reason.
Okay.
I think that if you play the game and Peter is the person you're primarily using the whole way, you're going to make the game more difficult for yourself. And if that is what you're looking for, then by all means, go for it. But the game is designed, at least the way I think the game is designed, is all from opinion. I think the way the game is designed is for you to be less in the action and more of a quarterback. So,
I see.
What I will, and I'll explain that in a second. But what I'll mention, if you watch through Jahra's videos and stuff like that, you'll see some moments where you might go down or you might die or whatever, and your Gamora, your team still had abilities available. Yeah. And that's where I was telling you about the backseat gaming. I would just sitting like, Jahra, press the button, press the damn. But it's how other people, but you got to understand, and this is what I'm saying, we all play games differently. We all experience things differently. So for me, I dived right into, I think once I realized and I got over quickly I can't control anybody else. Then I dived into, all right, what do all these abilities do? What's the most effective way to go about things? How do we go into things? And so I think the best thing to do is every battle you go in, yes, you want to be shooting, using your elemental guns and all types of shit or whatever. Yes, you want to do that. But you also want to make sure you're effectively and maximizing the use of your team to make some of those battles easier. Because there's some battles I saw Jahra going through for sure that I was like, this would be so much easier if he just slashed and did this. This would be a little bit easier for him. Because sometimes I'll be like, Jahra, you were too caught up in shooting at the enemy. And I know because you're just like, kill the enemy. Like, that's what I should do. But Rocket is sitting right there and he's got this or that, or he's got this and that. And so a lot of it, there is a learning curve to it that you do have to take into account. But I think if you're going into the game, consider yourself as the person who's controlling everybody. Consider it like an XCOM type of game. You're sending people to do things. The difference between this and like an XCOM is instead of just sending someone forward and they do the action, you're involved. So it's like an integrated XCOM type thing. Your characters are really the ones that are going to do your main damage. They're going to be able to do the most stuff kind of for you. So then your job is to make sure, how do I release them at the best times? How do I, control that? And then the huddle ups. You definitely didn't use the huddle ups that much. I definitely say that. Definitely didn't use the huddle ups.
I really didn't, because honestly, the huddle ups, I forget about them a lot of the time, and half the time when I did do them here by accident, because
you hit it by accident,
yeah, because how the buttons are mapping. I guess with the DualSense, I don't know. I kind of like when I play games with controller, I have a really firm grip most times. Like, it's not like a relaxed play. Like, I usually have a good handle on it. So sometimes I'll just press things down with a little more pressure need be, and it activates it. So half the time I do those, and I'm like, oh shit. I actually kind of sort of forgot the mechanic of how to choose the correct one. Like, I know you have to kind of take cues on what the team is telling to Star-Lord when you initiate it, because it's from his perspective. Yeah. Some characters I remembered. It was again, this is something I do have. It's a weakness with me in gaming. Oh yeah, a weakness. Yeah. It's my spatial awareness with certain characters in games where you have like cooldowns like that deal with things that I can't control myself. Like, if their abilities, if they're my cooldowns, I have a better memorization of that versus AI characters that just go out and do things. Like, I know I can send Gamora in certain places and do like the slashes and stuff like that. But like, I don't know, after a while, especially the ones like higher up, I'll just use my the ability to pull, the get over here ability and just bring them down and stuff like that. But yeah, for sure. There are definitely some where I made it more difficult by doing that. For sure. There are some times where I actually forgot some accidentally initiate one of Star Wars abilities when he like jumps in the air and he like does the spiral shoot.
I did. I saw when you did that. I was like, he never used this ability. It had to have been an accident.
Yeah, no. Sometimes I do think of doing that. But yeah, I think the streams you did watch, yeah, I was really kind of like, well, let's just do that.
Gung ho,
Honestly,
going in, God of War. Let's just slash everybody myself. And it's like, oh, you got a team, bro.
Yeah.
And I
didn't want to use a lot of their like mega abilities or whatever all the time, because I know Rockets is a really good one. That's a really good DPS one in general. That's really good damage per second. Gamora's is like, it's good to keep them locked in one place and do damage. And then I can't recall everything about Drax. Like, I think it's kind of similar to Gamora's, but his does more stagger.
Yeah,
I guess. And I think his ability is like, once he does that, then he'll do more stagger overall than enemies. But yeah, so there's definitely some strategy to it as well. And I'll play through the game again in the near future. Mainly to see different story cues as well. I feel like I can't say it's because of spoiler. But that last run, something happens that I think makes a part of the game, this section, way easier, because I feel like if I didn't convince that character hours ago to do something, that would have been some shit. And I'm
playing to try to go back to that point and see.
Yeah, when I do a second playthrough, I know it's gonna happen, because the whole how the area is laid out, there's so much cover. I know exactly what the shits would be,
and that's what I'm thinking. That seems like one of the moments for sure that if you do something different, this ain't gonna work out the way you think it is. Yeah. Because there's some moments, like I told you before, like I was kind of telling y'all before, no matter what you do, stuff will go a certain way. So the game isn't so expansive that it's like,
it all comes back.
Oh, like Jahra's playing a completely different game than what I played. It's not.
This ain't no Skyrim or whatever.
I could exactly. Yeah, exactly. I could dive into Jahra's stream at any random point and pretty much know what was going on. There would just probably be maybe a scene later in the game that might be like a little bit off or a little different than what I experienced because he made a different decision. So it is a cool thing. And Jahra, you learned it early in the game. You learned it really early in the game. I think it was the first stream actually, where you had to make a narrative choice and you didn't make a choice. And then, and it didn't make a choice for you. You have the option to say nothing. You have the option to make no choice. And that is a key thing. That's something you need to remember.
Yeah, I did that for just some dialogue later where I didn't feel strongly for either possible
I think I saw
prompt
last night actually.
And I'll just let that one go and see what happens.
Yeah, and I think a lot of those don't actually affect much of anything. It just affects like the little bit of story beat you get.
Get less dialogue.
The little dialogue you get as you're on the way is what most of it affects. Which is, don't get me wrong, it's still really good. You still learn a lot of really cool shit about the characters.
Oh, yeah,
the dialogue,
for sure.
In a lot of the talking. Like, there's a lot of that there.
Yeah.
But
I recommend anyone that plays it, and especially for you, Iain, as well. Don't always let the prompt go away.
No.
Like,
definitely.
I would say always decisions. More so choose one than not.
Yeah. But it is key to remember that you can also say nothing.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. I will probably. Yeah. Maybe I'll go through it again after I play through Avengers.
You might want to
maybe
as a little
I might want
cleanse.
To. Yeah, man, for sure.
Go back and play a good Marvel game again, man.
Sheesh, man.
But yeah, man, I think it's like I said before, I was just happy to play what felt like a classic single player game again. There's no bullshit. There's no little microtransaction. There's no store. There's no.
You unlock the costumes in
every costume you unlock. You earn. You can go get in the game. You gotta go find it. It's there. You just have to find. There's no. Bro, I'm so happy to not see a store tab anywhere in this game. That really helped. That alone just made me feel good. Like, there's no store. There's nothing to buy at all.
Icon.
Nothing. I don't want to buy a skin. I don't want to buy a hat. I don't want to buy shit. I want to, it is just the game. There's nothing else. And everything in this game that you want to use, you go find it in the world. You go earn it. You go figure it out.
Yep.
I love that. And I really hope that they keep this. I hope they see how good this was and they just expound on this and keep giving us a single player. I hope they don't fall into this like, oh, well, people want multiplayer and people want to be able to fight Gamora versus Peter Quill. I don't want that. I don't need Peter Quill and Gamora in a battle royale. Give those skins to Fortnite or something. I just want,
which I think they've done kind of sort of.
I'm sure they have. I just want the game to play as it is. I want it to be Guardians of the Galaxy stories being told. I want to learn about new random Marvel characters I've never even heard of before. I want to go to different random planets. Like I want to do this shit. I mean, this has the potential to be the series that's similar to like the how we talk about like multiverse of madness, how we're just like, or even Spider-Man No Way Home, like, oh, it opened the multiverse, and Eternals really exposed us to the cosmic side. Guardians of the Galaxy could really take us even deeper into the cosmic side of Marvel shit. And what Jahra would have experienced it now. We know that this game is loosely tied to the MCU, or that it exists in the multiverse with the MCU. I don't think that's a spoiler. It just does. I don't think that's a spoiler. It just does. It's loose. It's loose. It's very loose.
You think
but
that?
It's technically there.
I mean, you could.
It's technically there only because I won't spoil. I won't spoil. I know because I don't want to mess it for Iain. But
I know what
there's a section of the game where they very clearly connect that game to the MCU, not directly.
Never mind.
It's not direct. Don't get me wrong. It's not and maybe that part is stuck in a section where you might have made a different choice and maybe you didn't get that. So there I don't even know exactly. I have to get back to that point in the game and even remember where it is exactly. But there's a point in the game that kind of fairly clearly says, while no, this story is not happening in the MCU. It's not. Like Peter Quill doesn't know who his father is. This story is not happening in the MCU, right? Like I told y'all that. That's not a spoiler. Mm-hmm. That being said, we know that it's multiversely connected to the MCU. We know that just based. I mean, forget everything else. I can say this as not be a spoiler, but just think about Mantis. Just Mantis alone lets you know the potential of just her character can let you know
every time she
tie this in. You could tie this in, but even without Mantis, there's something else that happens. So, anyways, great game. You got a rating, Jahra? We can do
rating on games. I would give it like, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I would just say that, I would dock off 0.5 due to some bugs and glitches. While they weren't like game breaking or they didn't deter much from my enjoyment, they did happen. Yeah. And it did cause me to reset the game or had to willingly die or something to get it out of that point. And I'm sure those could be fixed by a patch, but the game been out for almost a month, so I don't know at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it's something they care about. They don't feel like it's that big of a deal at this point.
Yeah. I feel like some of the animations for like combat are kind of jank, but it's kind of like a funny jank. It's not like, oh man, this is bad. It's kind of like, oh, this is kind of hilarious how we kicked them, but the character was over there and they fell over. Character that whole like he just ragged off on the ground thing. It's just kind of funny. And what was the other thing I was thinking of? I feel like maybe towards the end, how you get certain abilities for certain characters, it kind of came on really quick.
Yeah, they just kind of give them
other, other characters were like, oh,
kind of took a bit to build up.
More developed. Yeah. Now I have to look at that part again because I did get a call during that part of the stream, so I had to look away for a fair bit. But that's what I feel right now. But 8.5 out of 10 is really good. I think if anyone has any interest or might have been on the fence, like, oh no, Square Enix, they published the Avengers game. Don't think about that. Two different studios. I think the strength of the story, narrative, character development, especially in that last bit of the game. I'm glad I was funny what you said in the chat last night about like how you're going through the areas. I noticed that immediately, just didn't say it, but when you chatted, I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, that confirms my thought. But yeah, it's a good game. It's a fun game. Fun romp. I like it a bit better than some of the movies, honestly.
Yeah. No.
But I mean, it's a game.
It's a solid entry into just the Marvel universe in general. Whether you think it's attached to the MCU or not, I think it's just as a Marvel offering, it's great. And like you said, like, I mean, obviously you streamed it, so that extended your playtime, but you and obviously like there's stuff that I read through that I know you would have just read through faster on your own if you weren't like reading it out for the stream and stuff like that. So the game is not a long game. It's a short, and I think that's the problem with people today. Everybody is used to spending $60 or $70 on a game that they can play for straight through without getting to the end for 2-3 weeks a month, hours, 60, 80 hours. And that's become the norm, especially to the kids these days. But this, like I said, is just an homage to an old school single player experience. Like that's just it. You're just doing that. But yeah, I'm an 8 point. I'm a little higher on it than you. I think 8.5 seems like the reasonable thing to put it at. But I know I'm higher on you, but I'm not high enough to give it a 9. So I'm gonna give it an 8.75.
Oh man. Halfway of the halfway.
Break the mold. 8.75, man. It's
I'll probably be closer to 9 if some of them, but if it was just a little more polished. That's all. I think that's really what it is, really. And
that'll be the last thing I say here too is the animations with some of the and some of the fights and some of the like the finisher animations. They are a little like Jahra said, janky is a good word. If you understand what it means, we're not meaning it to be like bad. And I think also we come from a generation where
the game mechanically works and it's sound. It's just the animations for the attacks and stuff don't line up all the time. So it's kind of funny to me.
I agree. I liked it, to be honest. And that's the thing. It's funny, but I also kind of just enjoyed it. Like it kind of, and I don't think it was on purpose. I think they could have made those animations just be smoother.
It's never really on purpose.
I don't think that's the case. But there was some level of enjoyment I did get from those little it kind of made me feel in the comedic space of Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, you know what I mean? Peter Quill just jumping in with 2 feet and kicking them kind of off. And
that drop kick was amazing. Every time you finish, you'd be like, bam. I was like, yeah,
like it's just, it's a little janky. No, it don't like it. That really should have killed this monster thing, but who cares? Like, it's just some of it. I do think there's like something that we do as gamers, and it's because we've been gaming for so long and we've been like, we're always looking for improvements, how the game can be better. It's like we want everything to have to be 100% perfect or the game's not good or we got to slate it. And it's like, some imperfections are all right. And for me, this one was. I'm giving it a 9. I don't talk myself up into a 9. It's a 9. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. I give it a 9. I give it a 9. Anyways.
Good game.
Great game. Y'all pick it up, catch it on sale. I think it's worth full price, but I understand that y'all don't.
I think it's 30, like just going forward. Cause I saw a thing.
Oh, is it? Is it just standard?
Yeah, I saw a thing on Twitter not too long ago. I get Wario's tweets on there. It's just 30 everywhere. So yeah.
My hope is that if it's,
I think it's worth it at 30.
Yeah. I think it's 100% worth it at 30. I think 60, you have to at least be a Marvel fan to want to play it. But my hope is that them reducing the price to 30 doesn't discourage them from making more games like this. Y'all know how the industry works. Y'all know how this industry works. Y'all know how business works in general. If y'all don't buy the game, then they're going to say, well, nobody wants to play it. Or, oh, y'all only bought it at $30. Well, then next time we're going to put in less effort, or we're not going to put as much of this. We're not going to put anything in because nobody wanted to buy it at full price. I didn't buy the game at full price either. So I sound like a hypocrite. That being said, everybody here, this was off of like the Avengers stuff, why a lot of people didn't buy this game full price. I would have bought this game full price. Like
if I had known how good it is, I probably would have got.
I would send Eidos Montreal another $30 for the game. Not really, because I really own it. But you get my point. Like the point is, I think the game is good enough for the $60 or $70, whatever that it would have been initially on PS5. But we need other people to understand that. So my hope is that if at $30 it sells so well and people enjoy it and the reviews come back so well that they really go, okay, people want this, but they need a little more out of it to really feel like they're getting their full 70. That doesn't mean turn it into Assassin's Creed where I'm just running around random planets for aimless hours. I don't want that either. I still want the single player like story that we're playing through, that we're experiencing, we're going through, but just expand on it a little more. Make the there's just little things you can do. So I don't know. We'll talk about it again once Iain finishes it up eventually. But that is one of those games that I feel like we need to grab and people need to be like giving it a shot so we can have a shot for these type of games to come back. Even more than just the Marvel version of it. Like I would take a random story that was built this same type of way. So that's that. That is our intro topic for the day. Guardians of the Galaxy. Y'all pick it up. Jahra said it's $30 everywhere or 35, whatever it is. Y'all go grab that. Okay, let's jump into technically. Y'all didn't get to hear from Iain because we were talking about a game he hasn't played. So now,
I give it a 7 out of 10.
Hey yo, let's just go on to the next segment.
Technically speaking, if you're like me and you enjoy the luxuries of pairing all of your Google speakers when you're cleaning the house or hosting of an event, this next bit of news might hurt a little bit to hear. It may or may not hurt. I mean, you may not even notice that this even happened. For apparently 2 years now, Google and Sonos have been in legal battle of Sonos's claims that Google infringed on 5 whole patents involving their multi-room speaker technology. The infringement includes the setup process of setting up the speakers as a group, the synchronization of multiple speakers on a network, and the ability to adjust the volume and interact with the speakers with an app. All of these things. And as you have all been made aware, this is in damn near all of Google's products, from Nests to even their Pixels. So yeah, this could potentially be a big deal if Google isn't able to figure out a way to circumvent it. Of course, they've already been releasing software updates to mitigate some of these things. I don't know how much of it is resolved, but they have 60 days to figure it out, according to the ITC, or there will be import bans into the United States for these products that infringe on the patents. So yeah, that's a thing.
There you go.
Shame on you, Google. Shame on you.
We got away with it for a good bit. Just pay the people, man. Just pay them folks. Y'all got money. Just pay them.
Just talk to Papa Alphabet. Be like, hey, look, they found out. They found out. Us. They called us red-handed. Hands down.
What can we do about this?
They saw us talking about it too much in our little presentations and shit for every new Pixel phone. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Sonos did say that they'd be willing to receive a cut of any product sold with the technology in it. But it looks like Google is taking the circumvention route and trying to just resolve it internally and move forward without having to deal with paying anybody, which, I mean, honestly, I would do the same thing too. Depending on how easy it is to,
yeah, what do you find? That's what matters. Like, if it's simple, then fine. Yeah, make the switches, and if you can make it so that your customers basically don't realize there's much of a change or there's much different, or okay, maybe they got to press a different button now or something. Okay, but if it's gonna be like this big thing, just pay them folks, man.
Right
you
now,
messed up. You know what you did. Just pay them. They came up with the technology. Their patent. It's how it goes. Just pay them.
Yeah, a couple of firmware updates have been released, one of which removes the ability to adjust the volume on multiple speakers at one time. So you'll have to do those individually now until they find another way to do that, or implement that feature. Also, apparently, if your cast devices aren't up to 1.52.27222 or higher, then it won't even be able to pair as a group. Those are for like all those third-party speakers. They list JBL and Lenovo as possible offenders. So,
and I wonder if UE Boom is an offender.
I mean, you could probably look it up.
I would look that up because
do your Googles, and determine which speakers fall into the category of out of.
I would just wonder because they do the same thing. UE Boom has been for the longest talking about. It doesn't seem. I don't see anything about them being sued.
Oh, you're saying that UE Boom does the same thing?
Yeah, the party speakers. I mean, I don't have them anymore. I don't know if you'll remember when I used to have UE Booms, but that was one of the big things that I did when I bought them. I mean, for reference, it looks similar to like kind of what this was, the Sony speaker that I have now. But the UE Boom, when I bought them, they weren't cheap. First of all, I bought one for me. I bought one for Ashley. And the biggest reason I bought them was because of that party feature. You could sync them up, but they're Bluetooth and they were loud with two, especially with two of them. So you put two of them in a room. That's your party right there. If you take them, we would take them to like the beach and sync them up. You could have a little party. You know what I mean? We took them when we went on trips. You can hear your sound through the whole house. It's that type of stuff. UE Boom does the same thing. So I was just interested to see if they were getting in trouble too, but it doesn't seem like it. I don't know. It seems like only Google's getting caught up, but maybe it's because UE Boom isn't making as much money. I'd assume as like the Google stuff, because UE Boom, it's just a speaker. Whereas, Google is like, hey, we're speakers, but we also do all this home automation stuff. So that's probably why Sonos is like,
Yeah, I think they're hitting them primarily because it's their products and it's their software that works hand in hand with their products.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other manufacturers that make their speakers that just I feel like since those other companies, like you guys were mentioning, weren't ever like, maybe they've gone through the correct steps to enable that usage for their speakers on Google stuff. They don't really fall under that same umbrella of like, yeah, we're gonna ask for money from y'all too. Yeah. I looked it up real quick because of just speaker stuff in general, and apparently, from Ars Technica, apparently Google ain't gonna pay them.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. So I think I think I might have noticed it and just subconsciously kind of toned it out. But I have to check it, I guess, when I get off the pod and check speaker control systems and stuff. Yeah, but I've been noticing some quirks here and there.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't quite connecting like it did, but it still shows my speaker set, my speaker group. So group. I really only have like one. I have one group actually, and it's just all speakers. And that's it. Whatever. We're gonna be petty Roosevelt about it, but
yep.
It is.
Probably just gonna remove the features until they can find another way and then give it back to us. But yeah, after getting their asses handed to them in court, Google wanted a means of seeing a reality where they didn't lose this case. So they're diving headfirst into their AR glasses, codenamed Project Iris, which they hope to ship in 2024.
One day,
the AR headset.
Nothing but this. I'm going to just clip up all of Ian's. What do they call it? Segues. You're just gonna clip Ian's segues.
Segue guy.
A compilation of Ian's segues, and I'm just gonna clip them all together. And it's because this nigga be coming up with, bro.
Segue guy. You think my quirky humor?
I can't even not mention him. I'm sorry. They be so like. They be so from like he be I didn't even see that coming. Like all right, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Even I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, they might be coming to a store near you. They're entering the race along with Apple, who might be releasing their headset later this year. And Microsoft, apparently, I did not know they had a headset. What is it called? HoloLens.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you all know about Oculus. But yeah, that is technically speaking for you all.
Here we go.
Actually, there's one more thing.
Secret, technically.
Kind of a rehash. Apparently, this whole Apple, the Apple tags are making their rounds on TikTok as well. People are being tracked on there for sex trafficking. So, So just when you get the notification, because these people are showing that they're getting the notification, it's take it seriously.
Yeah, man. Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's really fucked up, man.
Yeah, there's no good way to segue into that.
No, they're not. That is
yes.
Be safe, man. That's all we can say.
Creating a problem
for real.
Yeah, literally creating an issue. Like, we just. I don't even want to say that because that sounds bad. They niggas just really. Yeah, man. I hope they can just implement some of this sort of deterrent or something that can stop people from doing this. But do they have an incentive if they're selling? Do they care what you're buying them for?
I think eventually, if it becomes bad enough, they might just outright ban it.
Human trafficking is already bad as it is. And we live in Atlanta. Like this is like the hub of human trafficking in America. Like, so I don't know. I don't know, man. I just hopefully somebody's proactive and can figure out a way we can fight against this or something. But I'm sure the solution comes with spending more money for us as the consumers. Oh, well, to shield yourself, then here's a special cover you can put on your car to shield yourself from Apple AirTags. Sheesh. Or some shit like, fam.
Inside your network.
Just extra stuff, man.
Like, yeah, and it's gonna cost you an extra 10 grand on your car, on your new car that you need. It'll be something stupid. Like, I don't know. Anyways, man, y'all be safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention to the app, like Ian told y'all.
Yeah, bro.
Cool beans, man. Let's jump into console tea. I only got a little bit of tea left in here, but I'm drinking console tea.
Console, man. Honestly, if I want to be theatrical about it, I should have got a whole gallon of tea because that fucking Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard is a whole gallon of tea's worth of information. God damn.
Fact.
All right. So this ain't just Xbox buying Activision Blizzard. No. This is Microsoft.
Papa Microsoft.
Papa Microsoft with the money on money for Activision Blizzard. Okay, so we got the bombshell earlier this week. Oh, shoot, it's been so long now. What day was it even anyway? God.
I feel like it might have been Monday, Tuesday.
Tuesday, something like that? Yeah. I'd have to look back, but yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah. It was Monday, Tuesday, one of those days. Yeah, I think it might have been Tuesday. Because it was after the holiday. So Microsoft put out a thing on their little blog site. They said they announced they will be acquiring Activision Blizzard and all their other companies with them for a cool $68.7 billion, which is crazy. They said they won't, if everything goes to plan, this deal won't close until I think March next year. They're gonna have Activision Blizzard, everything under them currently. So a mixture of things have come out since then as well. What reports have said, because of all last year with the Activision lawsuit from the state of California for treatment of their employees and everything, Bobby Kotick, the CEO. It is believed that once this acquisition is complete in 2023, he will step down because at that point, Phil Spencer would have to report to, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to see if that will come to fruition or not. But he needs to go, though.
Get him out of there. Yeah. Shouldn't be going with no paycheck, but I know he is.
Unfortunately, they've all laid it out that that's going to happen.
You know, how white folks move.
Yeah, they got this shit figured out, bro, unfortunately. But so he will leave. But since then, there's been a mixture of reports, opinions. But before I even go into that, what was y'all first initial reaction to that? What was your first thought when you heard about that?
My first thought was goodbye, Call of Duty? ?
Yes. I think that was a very that's everyone's first thought. And mine as well. Just okay, this is it then. Yeah. This is really fucking happening.
Yeah. I think I agree. That was probably one of my first thoughts was Call of Duty exclusive. Yeah. But I think my real first thought was how are they going to handle Buddy that was in charge? That was my first thought was how.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my quick thoughts. How are they going to handle Buddy that was in charge of it? Yes, I get it. You're buying them at a cut price and all this kind of stuff. I can't be mad at Microsoft for making the acquisition. That's just business. That's how it goes. Mm-hmm. No, we're not in support of any big business, and no, we don't, agree with monopolies or anything like that. But one, this doesn't exactly give Microsoft a monopoly, and two, like I said, it's just how business goes. We know how it works. So I could let that stuff go. No need to really kill Microsoft, but I get it. They can't let him go until the deal is actually closed. Mm-hmm. But I think it would have been really powerful for Microsoft to come out and say something like, hey, we don't condone this dude's actions. We don't condone his lack of leadership in navigating these situations, that type of stuff. They could have came out and said, and said, yeah, we're going to leave him. He's going to be gone in a year. We have to transition. We have to transition people in. Yeah. So I get it. Okay, fine. Maybe you can't just fire him today. Also, you probably don't have the power because you don't own him. So
I was definitely thinking that he'll eventually step down,
which is fine. But the step down thing is just
he got his little bag and he's gonna go somewhere else.
He's gonna make another year of money. He gets to step down. And even though Twitter might kill him, it would have to be the industry saying, hey, we saw what you allowed to happen over there. We saw how you ran the ship over there. We're not interested in bringing you over here. He'd have to be blackballed by the industry. And I just know that won't happen. Somebody will have a space for him somewhere to make some money if he needs to make money. And chances are he's probably okay. And he probably can do something small on the side, consulting work, do something else that just doesn't put him in the public eye and can allow him to do his work maybe in the background without something else. So I'm sure that's how it'll go. Like he will be a consulting CEO or something somewhere. He's still going to make money. Like this guy isn't going anywhere. This guy isn't canceled. Yes, Activision Blizzard got pushback, but it doesn't end anything. At least to me. And I mean, I would assume that obviously coming under the Xbox umbrella they wouldn't want to bring that in. So they'd be doing investigations and internal interviews and all that type of stuff. Hey, this guy needs to go, whatever. So I'm sure we'll see more turnover as stuff, transitions, but they could have made a stronger push here at the beginning with it was my only thing. But
I think I agree with you with that. But I feel like they're keeping things really broad and open, quote unquote, because, one, the deal isn't set yet officially. And two, it's all marketing and PR nonsense right now. And that'll lead into something else I want to mention as well with it too. Phil Spencer came out on Twitter later. And I'll pull it up and paraphrase what he said, to be honest. I think he has it. He said, basically you're just like, Hacker calls with the leaders of Sony confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry and we value our relationship. Now that's interesting for a couple of reasons. One, I don't think that means what a lot of people think it means of like, oh yeah, it's okay, Call of Duty's going to be safe. No,
at least not
to negotiate. Just see how bad y'all want Call of Duty on your shit.
Well, that too, and I think maybe the current contract allows for Call of Duty on the PlayStation for X amount of years.
Oh, that
sets up
because PlayStation had the marketing and everything for that game, and even exclusive content before they even did Warzone for a minute. Yeah. So and even then, I don't even think we'll see an exclusive or an Xbox only Call of Duty until at the earliest 2024. It might,
it would be a while.
Definitely not this year because they're just working on whatever they're working on this year, and then by the time next year happens, it'll probably be in that transitional period even after the deal closes. I think he's just saying it just to really just appease to a lot of people, be like, oh yeah, just let their guard down, be like, oh yeah, okay, and like at the very least, if he were to really be about that, the very least I would expect is Warzone just be everywhere. But after that, I don't think they spent nearly $70 billion just to be nice and keep Call of Duty over there.
Yeah,
that no
for the free ski, not for the free ski,
not for the.
But also, if Xbox owns it and they sell it over there, that's it. The difference is it's not the only thing that PlayStation could do that would somehow screw over Xbox or whatever would the same thing that Xbox did with MLB The Show, where they take it and they're like, hey, we're throwing it on Game Pass. So you can play it now on the day one, the same day that everybody on PlayStation where this game was exclusive has to pay for it. That's the only thing they could do to kind of come back. And I doubt that, and Xbox knowing what they did, I would assume they're going to be like, hey, look, unless Sony does it now where they already have the degree or the contract in place right now for whatever comes out with Call of Duty, they could just say, hey, all Call of Duty content is going, we don't care about making money on it anymore. We're going to put it straight on Game Pass. They could do something like that now. And, I don't know how that would affect it, but Microsoft is going to want their money.
Yep.
It's $70 billion, bro. You paying me something to have this game on your shit, bro. I'm getting a cut of something. And Sony probably don't want that.
Game Pass will go up, man. Watch.
Oh yeah, it's been some. I've been saying it's going to happen since
I thought it was going to happen before this anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for a certain amount of content, whether it be, indies, the big budget and all that. I think they're waiting for a certain amount per month because they update Game Pass, adding stuff or removing a few things monthly. So I feel like once they get at a certain point where they have a steady clip of this stuff, that's when it's going to go up for sure. And yeah, I'm expecting it to go up like $10
at least, yeah,
for monthly, and then I don't remember how much it is annually, but yeah. Could see as early as next year, honestly. As soon as that shit closed, like, yep, to reflect the recent acquisition.
Yep, we're gonna go. The price is going up.
Boom, $10 to $20 a month, and that's just for PC. Well, I have, but yeah,
generous. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's.
It could be more, right? It could be more. Yeah, it could be 30. I think it just depends. Well,
30 a month is tough.
Yeah,
it's rough. I probably wouldn't do that.
No.
I probably wouldn't do that.
It's not my main console, so
yeah.
$10. If they, I think they should do it in tiers. They should have a smaller tier that's Game Pass, and maybe it doesn't give you access to every exact new game or whatever, but just give me access to some of the stuff that I want over there. And I know, hey, I got to wait a year or 6 months before I can finally play that game on Game Pass. I'd rather live with that because chances are, if it's a cross-platform game, I was playing it on PS5 anyway, and if it's an Xbox exclusive, I can probably wait. Like it's been a while for Xbox exclusive that I felt like, oh, I have to play this today. Like even Gears of War, they could put out Gears of War 6 tomorrow, and I wouldn't feel like, oh, I have to buy an Xbox in that game tomorrow. Like no matter how it looked, I just wouldn't need it immediately. So I think they should tier it because if the Game Pass is only one option, it's $30 a month, and that's just the PC we're talking about. That yearly console will look great.
Yeah, console will be even more because they still got gold to pay unless they dissolve gold and put it in there. Yeah, because the Ultimate, which is just gold and Game Pass, like $15 a month. And since we don't pay for online on PC, it's just 10.
I want to see how they do that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Some other things I think could be the best case scenario. This, at the very least, is that maybe some of the studios today dissolve, like the Activision call themselves folding in to like Vicarious Visions. They fold them like, oh yeah, you're just gonna make what do they say? You're just gonna make Diablo shit now or whatever, which sucks.
Vicarious is a good studio, man.
They're a very good studio. They made the best. They made like the best Tony Hawk in years, and yeah, they're remakes, but
they had the best.
They're good.
Destiny.
Oh yeah, they had the best DLC. Yeah, there you go. They had the best DLC in Destiny. Yeah, like maybe they could make them again and have them work on another, Crash or whatever. They can get another Spyro out. I don't know. There's a lot of things they could do. And with the acquisition as well, they got Candy Crush people. They're called King. I didn't know that was a studio name that makes that mobile game, but yeah, they got Candy Crush.
Candy Crush.
With people's aunties and senior citizens and maybe business people that just have a busy schedule and just want to make candy puzzles happen on their phone. That that's a lot of money right there too.
My father-in-law is heavily invested in that game, man.
Right,
niggas still playing Candy Crush.
Yeah,
case in point.
Now
wouldn't be surprised if my aunt still play it. One of my aunts. But yeah, so overall, yeah, it's pretty crazy. At the very least, Call of Duty, yeah, that's gonna change. I think. I'm not like applauding it. It's just kind of like it is what it is at this point. Xbox went up to Microsoft. I don't know what the hell Phil Spencer told CEO of Microsoft, but they agreed to let the war chest open for real.
He talked them into it, yeah.
Yeah, we talked.
He did something. He said something right.
Not Satya Nadella or whatever. He talked to him. So they out here. The meme of Xbox has games might become a past thing. But overall, yeah. So
they put out new games, original shit too. But Xbox is looking very Netflix at the moment. If that's you understand what I'm saying? We're buying a bunch of shit that other people have, which is cool. But y'all still have to turn this into new original shit because and as cool as this may be, and it's nice to see Xbox get some more exclusives, and who knows what'll happen with Call of Duty or even something like the random like technically PlayStation doesn't own Crash, or PlayStation never really owned Crash, but technically now Crash would be
share, yeah. Is
Crash
Xbox,
would be now Xbox,
which is pretty wild
for a game.
Yeah.
So when you consider, all that type of stuff, yeah, like you look at it and you go, okay, that looks good, but if all you're gonna do is put Marvel Ultimate Alliance on there, that might work for some people. That might get some people to try it or download whatever. But you gotta give us new stuff. And Xbox has bought a lot of studios, and we haven't seen enough new stuff from them yet. Not saying it's not coming. Not saying they're not working on it. Just saying we still haven't seen the height of what some of these acquisitions should mean. And this one is a big acquisition, but again, it doesn't even finish till next year. Or it doesn't even become active till next year. So we don't even know what we'll see develop from this until at least next year. It's January. That doesn't. This purchase is a good purchase. I just need the Xbox folks to know that doesn't mean Xbox can just sit on their ass all year. We need to see stuff this year. I need to see games, like gameplay in engine, not just trailers. I need to see. You've had almost 2-3 years now. This you've had from before this pandemic. That's what Microsoft has had when they started giving us all that. We bought these many studios, and we bought this studio, and we bought this studio. Cool. What are they doing? What are they making? What are they putting out? What is new? What are they doing? Because if all you're doing is buying these studios for them to remaster their old games or to put old games back on Game Pass or whatever, you're wasting everybody's time. To me, now, maybe some people really love those studios and those games and they want that, and and I'll be proven wrong, which is fine. But I think the only way Microsoft can really get that meme off their back is make new original content that we can't deny is dope. You know what I mean?
At this point, what I'm thinking with how they did Bethesda, ZeniMax, and all that, and then now this, I think this is a super long game thing, or I think we're all not even buying things digitally anymore, where it's just all streaming subscription-based stuff. I dead ass think this is what their play is. And I don't know how PlayStation is gonna approach it. We're gonna see when they unveil their rumored Project Spartacus, their Game Pass type of a thing later this year. The rumor is in spring they're gonna reveal that. And there's been a couple of things here and there, like apparently in the UK they're rebranding or removing their PlayStation Now purchase cards in stores and stuff like that. So I think it's starting to move and shake a little bit. Yeah, but honestly, like looking at it, especially working in IT, they're just taking the Microsoft approach to their services and products. Like it's all a monthly subscription-based thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it really is. And then, and again, now, we've been talking about this for now about roughly 3 years, I guess, 3.5 years. And they've had some things come out for sure, some bigger than others. But at the tail end of this decade, we're just now starting. And if all this still goes right for them, they're gonna be beating people upside the head with just content. Whether it's games you like, games you think is worth it, they'll be there. So they will eventually be that true Netflix gaming type deal. And hell, even Netflix is getting into their own gaming thing. I keep forgetting it exists. Excuse me.
That they got shows they need to worry about.
Yeah.
We're talking about we got games, nigga. Fuck your games, nigga. Bring Marco Polo back.
Hey, Ozark, new season drop.
Oh yeah.
I'll be in there.
Ashley gonna be watching that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's really all I can really think of to say about it. There's a big shakeup. I think it will stuff we won't really notice for 5, 10, even 20 years from now overall. Gaming is changing. But yeah.
Last thing. What did I put that on the docket?
I think next was supposed to be just talk about Pokemon Legends.
Yeah. That's the last thing for Console T. There's nothing more to it. It's just Pokemon Arceus.
The game's leaked. Some people got copies in the wild, and some people that did get copies, they dumped the files online. So, which means basically anyone that has the know-how to load it on the emulator on the computer, they can. And it doesn't run perfect, but depending on your system, but yeah, it can run. I've looked at a lot of the leaks, not story stuff, a lot of gameplay mechanic stuff, and I am vastly more interested in the game than I was like a week ago. A week ago.
That's fair.
So I think it's gonna be really good. I think honestly, like, yeah, graphics still kind of. I think looking at more extended gameplay of it, I get the art style they're going for the game. I just think they don't have the draw distance stuff out good, and they will get better at it because Game Freak, it's not their strength. It's never been their strength. Graphical fidelity, technicality. They've been more so the raw, battles, the gameplay, and all that stuff that goes underneath all that. So they're revamping a lot of the gameplay stuff. It's finally the biggest shakeup of the Pokemon battle system ever, like dead ass. At least in the single player capacity. I don't know how they're gonna adjust a lot of it for multiplayer. But yeah, that's all I'll say about it. Not getting it day one, just because I'm in backlog mode of gaming stuff, and I want to keep that momentum going. But I'll get to it eventually. But yeah, we'll probably have hopefully have our good friend She's on here to give.
Oh, she's coming. She just doesn't know it yet. She's coming.
Oh well, yeah, she might know it. Well, she might hit you up
when she hears it.
She listens
know it.
to these.
She should know it, but she gonna come right here. She got 5 days.
Well,
5 days till the game come out, and then she got about a day or two after that. Or when's the game come out? No, my bad. It's Friday, right? 28th.
28th.
She got 2 days. She got Friday at midnight when it drop or whatever when she can get it. And then she got Saturday, and then she got Sunday till about 10 a.m. Yeah. Turn on your Zoom, Pat Rice.
Mm-hmm.
We know about Pokemon.
Just add us on the usual social apps. You know what to do.
Come on.
But yeah, it's gonna be good. A lot of folks who are like me, I'll say this, who aren't looking at leaks or trying to remain clean or go in the dark or whatever. There's a lot of stuff Game Freak's hidden. There's a lot they hid. That I'm kind of frustrated that they hid because a lot of it is really good that I think won't spoil the full game. But yeah, I think it's gonna be really good, and I think it's gonna be the beginning of a shake-up Pokemon's needed for a long time. So can't wait.
Yep. Yeah, we've talked about it for a while, so I'm interested to see how it plays out. I'm in the same boat as you. I'm gonna wait a bit. Even though I've been excited for it, and I mean it's not going on sale anytime soon, so I probably will end up paying full price for it when I do get it.
You might be able to get it for $50 at Walmart. I know a lot of the Switch games are like $10.
Yo, I be forgetting my Switch and take physical disc. I be forgetting.
Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all be digital.
Legit, well, I'm so digital that I don't even think about a physical. Bro, I went in Walmart the other day and I was just looking at games and I was like, yo, some of these shits is on sale. Like some of these shits is not on sale digitally at all. These is in here for $49.99 for PS5.
It's the kind of digital, but you know.
Well, I saved my $100 up front, so I'm just saying. No, it's kind of crazy when I agree. Every game you might be able to save $20 if you just buy a disc. But yeah, I know myself, so
it is what it is.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay, all right. It's time for the spoiler section of the show, except there's not really any spoilers in this section, except for the end topic, which will be Naomi. We're going to end on Naomi because I think that's just okay. I think that's just a good place to end for me and Ian. I just think it's a good place to end. Like we should talk about it, then just go home. Like just go away. Just go. Okay. So we're gonna start with I'm just throwing shit back to Jahra all episode. The Moon Knight trailer. The Moon Knight trailer dropped, and I think we've all been honest. Me and Ian don't know anything about the character other than what we've seen now as the characters come out. We are not big Marvel fans. We're not big Marvel comic book readers or anything like that. Jahra's the one who knows the character. So I would just say, from the outside perspective, watching that trailer made me go, oh, I'm a Moon Knight fan. I like this nigga. I don't care. I don't know nothing about him. I don't know nothing about what he does, who he fights. I don't know nothing about. He could be Peacemaker for all I know. I got no clue. What I'm saying is that trailer was so fire that you got really got me in for this show. And I feel like a bit of a hypocrite or like disloyal because I feel like I said the same thing for Loki. This might be my favorite Marvel show. It's like already.
No, when they announced it, I was super
out the water.
When they announced it, I was super excited. Like, you know what's crazy? When that trailer went down, I was going through, I don't know if you ever like search on Twitter, like maybe some old tweets to like find a time where you like tweet about something. I had tweets. There was old rumors that they were gonna do a Netflix show. I tweeted about Moon Knight 2015. That's how long it's been. I was like, bro, I forgot I was really wanting this shit badly.
Full circle.
Full fucking
Night before I got Green Lantern. Nice. Marvel folks out there listening to what Jahra saying. I've been asking for Green Lantern.
I'm gonna start typing all caps Green Lantern for
bro. Please, Jahra, anything. You'll have better luck than me.
I guess so. I guess so, bro.
Oh man,
that shit is rough.
But Moon Knight, this is. It's one of them ones, man. It's one of them ones. The Cuddy sample on the.
Yes, well, I mean, it makes sense because it's all moon related. Obviously, Man on the Moon. You know, the lyrics,
the flip with the beat. You know me and Cuddy. I could listen to that flip on a loop for about. Yeah, just go ahead, throw that on a loop for me, bro. I play that shit all day. Just play that shit as you going into different situations. Like you about to go into work and really talk shit to your boss early, and you like, like, oh, day and night. I ain't the same. Y'all was meeting at the meeting some other day, man. I'm different today. I'm upset.
Actually, bro, I might call all this shit because I'm a toot my own horn. I don't usually do that. I'm usually a humble motherfucker. I'm a toot my own horn. October 12th, 2018. This is when.
Nah, he got the dates. He down. Marvel, he the horn as fuck. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is I quote retweeted comic book that site. They're like, Iron Fist canceled at Netflix, no season 3. And I was like, that's a wrap. Hope the actors find new gigs ASAP. Now let's get Netflix Moon Knight, Blade, or She-Hulk, please. They're like, okay,
nah,
Dross said the other. Oh, you're doing one better. You know what? Blade deserves a movie.
She-Hulk. Okay.
All that shit.
That's all he need? That's it?
All that shit.
Oh, what's that? My nigga, I say that.
When I saw this, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" I went crazy in 2018.
Nah, Jahra called everything. That's crazy.
Oh, bro!
Bro, just send me the screenshot of that tweet. That's the thumbnail.
Okay, I'll send it, bro. All right, but yeah. Okay, so trailer real quick. It's a good picture of like we got a good picture of Stephen Grant in Egypt, doing workout in Egypt, done by actor Oscar Isaac. Now, his voice he's doing is wild because that's not how Oscar Isaac sounds
at all.
It's wild.
Amazing actor, by the way. This just Oscar Isaac. Here's the thing, man.
Really, really good.
I think he's going we're gonna put him on another level after this. If the split personality thing, I think is one of them things that if an actor and I heard a report. I don't know. Confirm this for me if you know or not, Jahra. I heard a report that he insisted that he do all the voices. I
could believe it.
And I don't know if that's true for a fact because the internet just be internet. But I saw that
he's gonna have at least 4 voices in the show, at least different.
That's insane, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. He has 3 now. He has
willing to do it.
He has really 5 main personas. They could OD on this show. It's another 6-episode show, which now
that's annoying me.
I'm gonna be.
We're gonna talk about that before we move on from this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be selfish and be like, all right, look,
hour apart, maybe.
No, I actually saw a thing this morning. Funny enough, it's gonna be like 40, 50 minutes.
That's what I figured. 45.
Longer.
Oh man.
Yeah, it needs to be an hour. Right? It needs to hit that 60-minute mark. I don't know.
Tweet something, Jahra, though. You said it, and I've been feeling that same way. Why is this happening? Why are they? What is about the number 6 has them caught up with that at Marvel?
Weird. There's I don't understand.
Is it the 616 universe or something? What is
it better fucking
what is catching these niggas up on this whole
it better fucking not. And I thought about
shows.
I thought about it more too because I don't know other Disney Plus regions or whatever getting this, but earlier this week there was some deleted scenes from Hawkeye that came out.
Yeah,
several of them. There's some with Kingpin in a couple of them too, and I was like, why did they take some of this stuff out?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm confused. It's affecting shows, man. We saw Hawkeye be affected by it. We saw WandaVision be affected by it. Not to say we didn't like those shows still.
Yeah, the shows are good, but they're not.
There's things that are missing. Monica's story was clearly cut in. Part of Monica's story was clearly cut in WandaVision.
Falcon Winter Soldier plot is definitely, in my opinion, a mess as far as the main plot beats. You could tell Zemo should have been in more of that shit. He wasn't. The Flag Smashers felt like too disjointed. But anyway, I'm not gonna go back into all that. I talked about that ad nauseum last year. I like
nigga Jahra, educated boy.
I always love how that sounds. It sounds so stupid.
No, it is a good word.
It's a good word. But anyway, yeah. It's gonna be 6 episodes, about 40, 50 minutes long, man. I mean, we have no choice, take what we can get, but man, Moon Knight's dope. He has a lot of team ups with like just interactions with like Spider-Man, Daredevil, the Avengers. He's got he's got his personas. You have like Stephen Grant, Mark Spector. I'm forgetting his third main one. Oh, I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden. Damn it, it's another gentleman name. Fuck. And of course, you have Moon Knight himself when he dons the full suit. I like how he just transformed his suit.
Into that. That shit was fire.
That looked really cool. I was like, man.
Yep, you got me.
And it's like actual like mummy, like real. Shit. And I don't know if they're gonna do this in the show too. I think they will. He has another Moon Knight-esque persona called Mr. Knight, and that's more honestly, Mr. Knight is where he dons a full white suit and has a mask on, but it's not the hood or anything like that. And that's like more, if you're gonna draw parallels to Batman, that's more of the investigative side of his like split personality. Yeah. In some of the comic stuff. So it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. But 6 episodes. And we know She-Hulk is gonna be, they say She-Hulk's going to be like the WandaVision of this year, where it's going to be like 12, 13 episodes. That's going to be the longer running one.
Okay. Which makes sense. I guess a little bit more legal jargon and more all this. Plus, we need more time with Hulk. We need more time with Hulk. We haven't had enough Hulk in the MCU as much as he's been there and he's been important. We just haven't had enough of him. So a series that focuses and gets us a little bit closer with Hulk and She-Hulk and all that. Yeah, we need that. So I'm not mad at that being the one that gets more episodes, but I think they should all be more episodes. 10 to 13 at least.
Yes, because I still even this and especially after Hawkeye, I went back finally super late and watched that 3rd season of Daredevil on Netflix. Among the best. Like none of these Disney Plus shows, MCU shows have not, in my opinion, touched season 1 or season 3 of Daredevil on Netflix. None of them have been long running enough to even be as good of a long running show as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I was about to say that. I was going to say that's kind of hard to compare because that was like a television, like went on for years type show. It's hard to compare because that's just way more stories and characters. But these are kind of made with. It's weird watching Marvel make these shows because they're definitely made with the next step in mind. Whereas we're used to watching shows that are like, yo, that's a show, and if y'all like it, we'll continue. Versus they're like, nah, I don't care if y'all like this shit or not. That shit told the story we needed to tell, and that's getting to the next thing. If y'all want a season 2 of that, maybe we can consider coming back to that later, which it seems to be the case with all the series except for Loki, which we knew we had a season 2 from the beginning. And also makes sense now, given all the implications of things happening around the universe and all that kind of stuff in the multiverse. So it makes sense that Loki gets a season 2. The rest of these, though, are clearly all on a, y'all, I mean, we're getting the Agatha all along thing. Oh, y'all like that? Y'all like her?
We are getting Agatha show. Like,
you know what I mean? They kind of say, hey, Falcon and Winter Soldier will be back. But we know he's been in the movies. Agatha wasn't in no movie. So it's like, okay, even if I don't really care if we get into the show. We know he's coming back. And if you give me something that makes another show worth it, then maybe I'll go watch it. Those other characters, they know what they got. So they can give us the 6-8 episodes. And they don't care if we complain really because y'all niggas don't complain, and guess what? When we put them in the movie, y'all still gonna go see the movie. That's what matters. So there's only so much complaining we can or can't. Well, we can do all the complaining we want. There's only so much complaining that I think will affect anything because they have a plan already, and we're not going to change their plan. But if we can get them willing to come back in with like a season 2 with more episodes and like a better structure, and just don't delete as much random crap, like settle more in with these shows, man. These shows are great bridges to the movies. Like you got potential, man. I just want to see him do even better. And that's literally the only downside of that Moon Knight anything is the 6 episodes. Everything else I've seen about it, I love. Every single thing.
It's going to be dope. Like if they based off this initial thing, or they showed like him meeting, having illusions and like seeing Khonshu and all of them, the Egyptian moon god, they nailed his look, by the way. That's exactly how he's bird skeleton. That's with staff. That's exactly how he looks in the comics. Yeah. And they showed that shit right there. I was like, some people were reacting like, oh, Disney's made for kids. They showed that. And I was like, I mean, yeah. The whole reason why this happens is like he gets abandoned on the expedition in Egypt, and he meets the moon guy after supposedly dying. So yeah, it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be really good. It finally very. If there's any man, Moon Knight's just very underrated, man. Very underrated character and all that. He has his own little quirks. It's gonna be dope. But anyway, can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, I need y'all to. Do we have anything else before Naomi? We're gonna talk about close out the show.
Yeah, we got two. We got
cool.
two more small ones. I mean, they're just me because y'all haven't seen it yet, so I'm not gonna stay long on either of them. But I will give a spoiler-free review of the next two shows. Was that it for Moon Knight? Did you have anything else to tell us about?
Yeah, that's it.
When is that dropping?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. That is airing. March 30th. I think it's the final Wednesday of March. Yeah, March 30th. Yes.
Okay. All right. I like that. March 30th, man. That's something to look out for sure. Okay. Let's jump into two shows these guys haven't seen all the way through yet. So there's no spoilers. First one is Boba Fett. I think it's really good. I think you'll really love it if you're a fan of the character of Boba Fett, or if you're just a Star Wars fan who likes seeing the world expand. That's what Boba Fett is doing. It's giving you his backstory, explaining the character he is. And I would assume, given the state of Mandalorian and all that kind of stuff, like Boba Fett just showed up. And I think people, obviously for somebody like me, I was really hyped when I saw him come up. When I saw his armor show, first, just seeing his armor was enough to get me hyped. I didn't care that it wasn't him in it or whatever. Just his armor being there was enough to get me hyped in the Mandalorian. So when we got to actually get Boba Fett, I was super hyped. So for them to go back and give us this kind of backstory of how he's grown into this person, how he reached here, I think it's dope. I understand there's a lot of people that don't think it's dope. A lot of people think it is very, very boring, whack. They don't like it. They think it's too sentimental and all this jazz. And I get it. Just turn it off then. Don't watch it. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe this part of Star Wars isn't for you. Wait till they get some lightsabers and come back in. But I have a strong feeling that the end of this series is going to come back strong. Like it's going to be what y'all are looking for. It's going to be more action. There's going to be more battles, more stuff going on. But this first 4 episodes, Boba was building his group. You knew war is clearly coming. And he's just building his group. He's building up his defense. He's building up his team, seeing what he's got going around him. That's it. There's nothing else to it. That's just it. Like, and I don't know. I don't know. If you don't know anything about Boba Fett, but you like Star Wars, I don't see how you would dislike this. So, if you just don't like Star Wars and you're telling us, cool, I guess.
Cool story.
I'm not saying the show's perfect. There's definitely some little things here or there that we'll get into when we do more like spoiler talks and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not a bad show. It's not a bad show. And I think if y'all don't like this, then y'all might maybe don't tune into Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that where he's not using a lightsaber. Just off of my own.
When is he gonna fight Darth Vader again?
Well, you got to remember Obi-Wan. I don't know. I don't remember the exact setting of his series. I don't even know if we know the setting of his series, which is the thing. But I'm gonna assume that Obi-Wan is trying to stay hidden. He's not trying to be found. He's not using the Force, at least not with any sort of extreme effort. Because anytime he does anything, the dark Jedi, the evil Jedi that are out there, evil Jedi, the dark side people is the best word I can come up with right now. My brain's a little dreamable, but the dark side folks, the Sith and all that, they can sense that. So if he starts using his Force abilities all crazy somewhere, unless he in the literal opposite side of the galaxy, they're going to be able to pretty much locate him, and him being who he is, he's going to get killed. So there could be a lot of this series where he's not using a lightsaber at all. Not using lightsaber, not using any Force stuff. It can be a lot of character building for Obi-Wan. Where has he been? What's he been up to? What's he been doing? Why is he taking this view? How much of Anakin does he blame on himself? We know Darth Vader is showing back up. How much of that is his own thing? Obviously, with Darth Vader showing up in Obi-Wan, there will be battles. We'll get it. But you might go through something similar where the first 4 episodes are a lot of backstory, a lot of building up, a lot of understanding the people that are around Obi-Wan Kenobi now. So I don't know. Maybe y'all just don't feel like Boba Fett was a big enough character to deserve a backstory and all this type of shit, which is why y'all are kind of giving the show a hard time.
There's probably more love for Obi-Wan and Anakin for people to be okay with watching those backstories.
Yeah,
I don't know how much love there is for Boba Fett.
I get it. I understand it. I mean, y'all need to see a Skywalker on the screen, or it doesn't matter, or y'all just need to see a white dude with a lightsaber, and then you know it's Star Wars. Okay, cool. The white dude without a lightsaber isn't Star Wars enough. Okay, I get it. Whatever you got to tell yourselves. I don't care. It's a good show. It's a good show. Hope y'all are enjoying it still. Continue watching it, and next week we will dive back into some of the specifics, ins and outs, and the spoilers. Next is Peacemaker. Peacemaker started last week with 3 episodes off the rip. I think that's the first show I've seen come out with 3 out the gate, at least in a while.
Doom Patrol did the same thing.
Ooh, you're right.
It did.
Right, you're right. Did Titans do 3 or did they do 2? I thought they did 2, but you might be right. No, you might be right. 100% right. This might just be DC, HBO Max. Their new thing is about 3 episodes, get you invested, and then we'll The
Boys did for season 2. I remember that.
Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah.
And they're probably going to do a season 3 later this year.
The Boys did 3 episodes as well. Okay. So the 3 episode thing is something that's settling into the thing. I liked it. I thought it was cool that they put out 3 episodes of the show. I will preface this by saying, y'all know how I feel about James Gunn and the lack of accountability he's been forced to face. He got a couple of Twitter messages and he said, hey, I didn't do that. And that's kind of it. So yeah, I don't know. I just know that if any Black director does anything, that gets mentioned anytime they do anything else. And James Gunn stuff is just not being mentioned. And I mean this by Black people, white people, people I like, people that are my friends. They treat James Gunn like he's done nothing at all. And he's done something. And I just need y'all to remember that every time you're praising him for everything he does. Yes, this is a good show. Peacemaker's a good show. I like, there's nothing, it's a good show. It actually, there are points in this show that hit on some of the problems people have with Peacemaker, that hit on some of the people that put Peacemaker on a pedestal. Oh, I love Peacemaker. He's just looking for peace. All right. Well, we address that and the type of peace he's looking for and what he thinks is peace and the type of people he's going after. He just wants to stop crime. All right. Well, where are the only places you're looking for crime, Peacemaker? These are things that are addressed in the show. It's a good show. It's just this nigga is making it. And y'all don't want to ever hold him accountable for it. We keep scraping past it. And what I'm saying is I do not want to hear a word if we get the real story. If we get a story that comes out and he's done something, don't say shit. Don't say anything. Don't say a word. No one. None of you. Don't tell me you're canceling him. None of it. Don't do any of it because you have the ability to do it now. No one's doing it. No one cares. So fine. I'm going to keep watching this shit too, since it would be just me. I'm not going to miss out on the fun, especially when everybody's saying it's a great show. If no one is going to say anything about it. But this white man keeps getting jobs and he was making pedophile jokes about being a pedophile. That was a joke to him. It was funny. He was going to pedophile themed parties. That happened in real life. He admitted it. And he's just making shows. Like if I'm the only person who keeps reminding y'all of this, it will just be me. But that did happen. I'm not saying he raped anybody. He didn't do it. I don't know. But he went to a pedophile themed party and thought that shit was funny. He shouldn't just be making our favorite shows on TV. That's what I'm saying. But it's fine. It wasn't proven. He didn't do nothing. No one else cares. Cool. But when it happens, I want everybody to shut the fuck up. Don't act surprised. And then some of this stuff in Peacemaker will look like it was very pandering, I want to be on the justice right side. Because there's stuff in here that as a Black person, you're going to look at it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, no, that's real shit. But James Gunn was in direction. He was over all of it. So is it pandering? Is it just, I'm going to give y'all some stuff that you can't argue this. This is the right thing to do and say. So can I not, it's going to make you feel like, okay, I guess I got to like him for this. I don't. I still don't have to like you for that. I can still feel like you're getting a very easy ride through what you did. But the show's good.
This kind of reminds me of R. Kelly or even Chris Brown.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
Well, unless we find out that he did nothing, and if we never find out he did anything, and white people know how to cover their shit up, so it's very possible that we never find out that James Gunn did anything, and it's all under the rug or whatever. So maybe we never find anything out. But it seems very similar. This dude did some wild shit in the past, and everybody was just like, but yeah,
it'll come to light. It just may take a long time. It may even take from the past or something. Something very tragic to happen.
Some people are going to come out eventually when they get older, and then Murder, She Wrote.
And then after we've watched the next 10 movies and he's a millionaire, more of a millionaire, even more money, and he's completely good and his family's good for generations. Then we go, oh, we should hold. What are we gonna do, bro? You gonna go to his Wells Fargo account and steal his money? What are y'all gonna do now? You see what I'm saying?
So the family's affected.
You see what I'm saying? It's no different than the Chris Brown thing. It's no different than the Trey Songz thing. It's no different than any of this stuff. You hear these reports. We was called haters for saying, yo, that nigga Trey Songz be weird. I said this in 2008, bro. And everybody just say, yo, you being weird, you a hater, you just mad because he getting girls. You're like, okay, cool, bro. Now this nigga has a real rape allegation from a famous woman, and now y'all are like, yo, maybe Trey Songz. Keke Palmer tried to tell y'all this years ago. She told you her experience, and everybody ignored that shit. Everybody just went, everybody went, oh yeah, this is crazy for about 2 days, and then that was it.
Yeah, they were saying she's clout chasing and all the rest of it.
Okay, cool. Now we're back here again.
Now we're back here, and
what I'm saying is, you've seen this play out, people.
Yeah,
that's it. You've seen it play out. I don't know that James Gunn has done anything that should put him in jail or anything like that. He might have done things that are morally questionable, but he hasn't done anything to put someone in jail. Fine, but fam, like,
yeah, that shit is weird.
I don't know. It's just weird to me. Separating the artist from the art, as people like to say. Again, show is great. Peacemaker is a very interesting character. Amanda Waller is in the show. She does show up throughout it. So we get to see Viola Davis, and y'all know I love Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. I think she's.
So it is directly, So it is really directly after.
No, it's the movie. It's right after the movie. It's no
pick up from the last.
No, where the movie ends.
Okay,
100%. There's no. Yeah. We're right on to that
consistency.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I think it's a pretty easy watch, honestly, Jahra. I mean, obviously you gotta have the time because they are just about an hour a piece each episode.
Yeah.
So you do have to have the time.
Watch it around because there's some.
Say it again.
This is be careful when you watch it around because or where you watch.
I'm sure it's got like random nudity and
there's cursing and all types. Yeah, Iain can't watch this with Cairo at all. Yeah, you can't watch it.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Get his all first word gonna be
heard. Got it.
Cairo learning his first word from Peacemaker.
Us anyway. No, that's not good. Probably not good.
That's
not great, man. I would hope not. That nigga Iain never doing a pod again, yo. I can't do the pod anymore. I'm in trouble though. When Cairo learning
Doghouse forever. He's 18.
So Peacemaker, good show, questionable director, producer, whatever you want to call him. And it is what it is. Okay. Y'all go watch Peacemaker. That's HBO Max. Let me know what y'all think about it. I do think it's good though. Naomi.
We have
10 out of 10.
It's time for a small spoiler drop. There's no small spoiler drop. I'm saying small, but it's a spoiler drop no matter what. Spoilers.
All right, y'all. Tell me what's going on with this show. What's happening?
Naomi on the CW. I will preference this again. I've said it to Iain. Iain said it to me. I've said it on Twitter. I've said it other places. Naomi is not for me. Naomi was not made with a 30-year-old man in mind who's read a comic book before. That's not what Naomi is for. It is not for us, plain and simple. This show is marketed definitely towards, it's marketed to women, essentially. I would say that. It's definitely marketed to women. In general. But even more so, I would say women who are fans of, like, obviously women who are fans of like nerd content, comic books, superheroes, that type of stuff, obviously. But the show is pretty tailored to women, who are into that. Like Naomi she's smart, she's cool, she's everything you could ever want to be, man or woman. She's smart, she's cool, she's super into comic books. Who doesn't want to be super into comic books? She got superheroes. Iain made a good point earlier. This is kind of updated for maybe more modern times. So you have Naomi being in debate team and being super into comic books, but being cool might not be so out the realm of possibility. She also runs a super popular Superman blog, like the #1 Superman blog or whatever, #2 Superman, whatever. She runs a really high rated Superman blog or whatever, where she's always talking about Superman and doing all this stuff. here's the problem. Even outside of them deviating from the comic, because that's just to be expected with anything. I don't think this show is even in the CW verse, the Arrowverse, whatever you want to call it. I don't think this show exists in that. I don't think it's even possible to exist in that universe. Or I'd have to understand how they develop, because I don't know if Superman and Lois exist in the same, Superman and Lois don't exist in the same universe as Flash, but Flash and Green Arrow exist in the same universe.
It's weird.
There's a lot of weird shit going on in CW. Here's the thing. In Naomi, superheroes don't exist.
Huh?
No,
they don't.
What?
Superheroes do not exist.
So they don't be tripping about Superman flying over the.
No, they don't think Superman's real.
Okay, yeah, they don't even.
She
know
runs
Superman's
a blog.
real.
She's like,
she
no,
runs a blog that's
we
saying
saw
that
Superman. He's real. They don't think Superman is real. So this world,
it seems like, seems like in this story, superheroes are kind of like a myth.
No, it's us.
Like you might
They're reading
hear-
comic
it's like
books.
It's like a fleeting idea, thing that
She reads, bro. They were at the comic book store. She was buying comic books. She's like, oh, I need to look up this about everything she knows about Superman. She learned from a comic book.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting.
There's no real life experience. We've seen him fighting on the news. We know that he fought this character in this universe. There's no ties to anything. This Superman ain't fought nobody. We don't know who the Superman is.
That's egregious.
That's an interesting angle that they're trying to do.
I can't get behind this.
So
how many episodes are out right now?
2. I'm going to watch this episode maybe later today when I got some herbs or something to like really just try to dive into it. But I genuinely don't understand that narrative choice. I don't get it.
I thought it was just that they haven't seen Superman pass through their area.
I thought that teaser.
That's what it was in the comics.
Clip was like them going outside and just hearing whoosh.
Yeah, and that happens in the show.
And
there's a random fight with Superman and somebody who can't see clearly.
But with the context you just told us of the fact that they're like,
But that's the first time they have ever seen Superman for a fact. Not only that, they don't think he's real, which means I get them not like being in it's not like they placed them in 1942 in some middle of nowhere place where news gets to them slow. They're in present day. She runs a blog. They got the internet. They all on their phones. They texting, they tweeting, they TikToking and all types of shit with each other on the show. You understand? Kids is dancing. Everybody is mad cool. She got like, she not even in a love triangle. She in like a love square. Everybody that's the other thing.
Her.
That's the other thing. That may also be number 2. She's not just popular. She popping. Yeah. Everybody want a piece of Naomi. She's got a homegirl at the comic book store that trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's a white dude and a black dude that's both fighting, and she like, yo, y'all both cool, y'all gotta chill on me, bro. I'm like, she hot sauce out here. So I'm not mad. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at that. They didn't really.
Yeah, it's not really
in the comic, but I ain't mad at that. If we gonna make Dick Grayson get every chick he ever sees in every show, then hey, Naomi can be with the chicks, the dudes. She can be with whoever she wants. I'm not, that doesn't bother me at all. It's those kind of changes that I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That can show something different that the comic didn't really expound on, or maybe didn't have time to, because obviously comics are, short runs. So I can understand them expounding on her relationships and her sexuality and that type of stuff. That's cool. But making it so that she doesn't know that superheroes exist in her universe, like at all, like Batman and Superman, they're not things, at least at this point. They're just comic book characters. It's like she lives in our world, and it's like she's going to figure out that I don't know where the Superman, I have to watch episode 2. And I will admit that because we're recording this after episode 2 came out. I have not watched episode 2. Episode 1 really kind of made me want to just take a step back before I get back into it.
A lot to take in. Somehow.
But I just don't understand that decision. Like, I get putting it on CW. I get the tone of the show being the way it is. And I understand us not being the target audience, 100%. But making it so that she doesn't know that Superman is real or not, and this being like maybe he's real, and she's going around to like random places and taking pictures. It's just a very odd thing. It's very odd. Fast forward, she meets Dom. That's cool. But at the end, did you see the whole episode, Iain? The whole first episode? So Dom gets this thing that maybe I got to read my comics again, but I never saw that Dom have that in the comics. Now, do I believe he'll get that? or he could get that 100%. We didn't see it. I didn't see him get, you know what? We said spoilers, right? I didn't see him get wings in the comic. I don't remember that part. I don't know if I missed it. Maybe I need to reread it. I don't know if y'all got a different memory than me, but
I don't recall.
She don't know nothing about the dimension she's from. She don't know anything about where she's actually from. And this nigga's just sprouting rings in front of her. Very weird. And also that he's like a terrible liar and everything. Like he's like, oh yeah, I was the one who fought. Like it was just, I don't know if that's the story or if that's down to somebody who's acting, but that was just a weird moment to me.
It was.
Then they and
bro, it's bad writing, man. Let's be honest. Can we be honest?
Just keep it a buck. Yeah, sound like bad writing to me.
There's some bad writing. I just think there's some bad writing. I think some of the writing just isn't intended for us, so it comes off as bad to us. Like the show is not for us. The writing isn't intended for us. So I think for us, we're gonna look at it and say that's bad. I don't think some of that is bad. Like I can see, because I've seen people out there that seem to enjoy that. Like they had that little Scooby-Doo moment. There are a lot of people out there that enjoy this show, that are enjoying the show.
Oh,
they had that Scooby-Doo moment at the car dealership where they go in like, we're gonna break into this evil dude's thing.
Oh, okay.
The epitome of bad writing.
That was terrible. But if I was 12, I might have loved that section. Oh, the kids are breaking in and they got the stuff and they get to break out. Like I could see myself at 12 years old thinking that was all right.
No cameras in this facility.
Not a one.
They ran through the front door,
bruh, and ran out the front door. They ran in and out the front door. Shorty popped the lock in and out the front door. Not only that, Naomi basically has her own little Young Justice crew with her of niggas with no powers. She ain't got no powers yet, but she got her own Young Justice crew of niggas that's just doing what she say. Like, oh, we're gonna break into this building. They're like, yeah, fuck it.
Okay, yeah.
One thing I will say, just to give some context to it, this is a pilot episode. So that's why I want to watch episode 2 to see if they streamline into some stuff a little more or they focus on stuff. Because there are a lot of concepts in this episode that I don't think should go anywhere. That whole the military versus the townies, don't do that. Stop that. Stop that now. You mentioned it one time. Don't do it again.
Wait, military versus the town?
Yo, because the town they're from, it's like, I guess there's a military. Town, there's a military base. Her dad is in the military. That's her connection to some of the supernatural and how he knows about different shit and work. So that's part of it in the show. Her dad don't seem to be like her dad is from
the comic.
The comics, right?
The source material, yeah.
From the source material, right? He's still white, but he don't seem to be, So, I don't know if he's the alien or anything like that. I don't know anything about that. But for Naomi to know nothing about what's currently happening to her, but still be able to kind of convince her friends, yeah, let's just go break into this used car dealership with this guy who trapped me in the woods and all types of crazy shit. Was like, to me, I was like, fam, what? Like, it's one thing to be a little fearless. It's another thing to be.
Why'd the guy leave that thing
stupid
at work?
Yeah, why would he have left it there?
How convenient.
And also, we're introduced to the main villain in the first episode, and he's just a guy. Don't get me wrong. When you see him and they pan past him, you know who he is. Like, if you read the comic, you know exactly who they're trying to tell you that is. Where they pan by him right in front of the car dealership, all that type of shit. Mm-hmm. The thing is, in the show, he went like, bruh, the thing is, in this universe, he's an established person in this universe. And he also uses his name, Zimbadu, right? Like, he just uses that name.
He just goes by Zimbadu?
Just goes by that name. Now, and that's what makes me know, like, I don't know how they're gonna play this off with where she's actually from. At this point, I don't even know if she's from another dimension or what. But and maybe that's how they do it. I don't know. Speculations later, but
so I do need to watch this then. Figure out what's going on.
He just not really. He just
damn.
It's very confusing.
We're gonna make it
as somebody who's read the source material that's trying to follow whatever this new story is. It's just confused to me. It doesn't make any sense. We don't know where it's going. And I get it. If you never read the source material, you don't know anything. And all you've seen was this trailer and you see a little black girl and you see that she get powers and this is DC related. That might be enough to get you excited and to watch this and just invested and let me see where it goes. But
Yeah,
as somebody
wait
who
till
knows a
it
little
ends.
something, and I would imagine if you're a young boy or girl or teenager, early 20s, whatever, even if you feel like you can relate to Naomi, you still have to question some of the narrative decisions that have been made here if you've read the source material. Why would he come from that other dimension if that's indeed where they're going to say he came from in this? And then knowing he's looking for Naomi specifically, knowing exactly where she's at specifically, knowing exactly who she is and everything, but he's done nothing to her, just waiting for her powers to manifest. Okay, maybe a little bit, but then he doesn't change his name or nothing. He ain't trying to stay low. He like, yo, y'all know I'm Zambadu. I don't know. Maybe there's like a secret. Maybe Ava can tell us like, yo, we chose for him to keep his name because, you know, we want to use, you know, quote unquote, like African type names or maybe black names. We wanted to just be used. You can talk yourself into maybe why he's just using that name. But there's also no reason why this dude who's super evil and is the dictator of his dimension would come here and just call himself the same name. It seems like he might just, yo, I'm Bob. I own the store. I'll just be chilling. I'm nobody. Instead, like every time you see this nigga, he's standing somewhere mad ominous.
Just watching.
You like, well, that dude's evil. What is he doing? Like, no one else cares. No one else.
Take him
Like,
out,
yo,
yo.
he just standing on the corner. Take him out. Yo, somebody stop him. Put him in a jail or something. Like, it was just weird. It was weird. And then the way they kind of showed her powers kind of coming to fruition. I think it just goes back to what we were saying. Like Iain was saying, I don't know if CW has the budget to really pull this off. I don't know if they have the graphic artists and the CGI and I just don't know if they have it to pull it off. All I can hope is that this turns into something decent, that somehow this flips it around and it becomes like because I don't care about her being in high school and being cool and being whatever. It's a little different than what I would have been used to growing up, but we're not the target. So I get that. But the narrative decisions are just odd. And it's going to take a lot for me to understand why nobody in this universe knows that superheroes exist at all. They don't know any superhero, or at least that's how it's presented to us now.
Must be in an isolated small town.
Or maybe they'll switch it up to where she comes from the dimension of superheroes, but she came here young and her dimension Zambadu did something and wiped out the heroes. And she was sent to this dimension where there's no heroes, thinking that he wouldn't come looking here. And now he's finally caught up with her and found her in this universe. And when they go to the other universe, that's where all the heroes are. But if that's the case, then why did this Superman, whether it's actual Superman or a fake Superman or whatever, why did this Superman show up on screen in this fight scene and flying around and doing all this shit? Like I don't know, man. I don't know. Iain, if there's anything else I missed or that you just wanted to highlight or something in there that you saw that was kind of wild or maybe that you liked. I don't know. It was just weird.
Hey, man. They spent like 30 minutes telling us that she can skateboard really well.
30 minutes?
Just about. Or however long that song is from Jaden Smith.
She was skating all over the place.
All over the place.
Icon living.
In the middle.
I like the song.
Actually. Just
the
school,
whole
just
I'm so cool. I'm skating the class.
Bro, she could skateboard in the hall. Fam, I don't know. Even now, maybe the rules have changed. I don't think the schools are letting you skateboard through the hallway. And she just got so much clout, she could just skate through
maybe
the hallway.
Maybe on the catwalk outside if they have.
She's like, I have to. Yo, no, hold on. No.
Oh god,
bro, she was in class. She was in class, and the teacher's like teaching her somewhere. She was supposed to do something, and she was like, "Nah, something just happened. I have to go research this for Superman." Like, you're in 10th grade,
and then just left. In the middle of it. Just left.
It should be a cartoon.
Some Superman rumor. Like, yo, what?
This felt like, I felt like the writers were like,
oh, that's weird.
Old people that were like, oh yeah, I think the kids are skateboarding all over the place. I think they like.
Oh man, they had that. How do you do
this
solo
hoverboard?
Cool or something. If they gave her a hoverboard, man, let me tell you.
If they gave her a hoverboard, that would have felt more. Like, okay, at least you're trying to be in tune. Like, they gave her a skateboard and she was just skating through the hallway. Like, wheels on the ground, rolling loud as fuck on the tile. Old. Like, fam, you can't.
It has to be old, out of touch writers. It has.
Like,
that's
fam,
what it
you
feels
know,
like.
What school is letting that happen?
Based on what y'all describing, it has to be that. I can't imagine it being anything else. Yeah, that sounds like something I see.
Either that or we are so out of touch with what's really going on in these kids' schools that
I mean, I don't even have cable at all.
don't even understand what's
or
happening.
YouTube
very
TV. So I'm gonna have to figure. I know y'all are like, don't watch it, but I gotta understand what's going on.
No, look, if you feel like
it's a sick curiosity at this point.
it's one of those ones that I say, watch all the shit you want to watch first. Catch up on.
Oh yeah, that's
Peacemaker.
not like tomorrow.
Peacemaker is way better than this for adults. Let me just put it in context. If you're an adult watching this, I don't even see how you could like Naomi more, unless I guess maybe it's not really a thing. But if you're into like comics and this type of shit, Peacemaker is more online with what you're used to hearing and getting. Whereas Naomi is just that, like it's CW doing whatever CW do, and you just like, okay, I guess maybe I'll just watch this because it's new and I'm hyped. But
it holds true, man. CW is where DC shows go to die.
Yeah,
it's where characters go to die. Niggas, they look. In what world do you think Marvel does a show? How many? Hold on. Let me just research this real quick, folks. Real quick. Arrow has 8 seasons. 8 seasons. In what world does Marvel run a show for 8 seasons? And that character doesn't show up somewhere else in a movie or something. A live action show for 8 seasons. You ain't seen Arrow in a Justice League DC movie, nothing.
Well, Marvel, what was that show called? With
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yes.
And they've referenced it.
I think early on they were tying it to some of the early Avengers stuff, but then there was a certain point, which I think is season 4, where they just said, fuck this, and they broke off and did their own thing. But even then, that was a different era, though. Marvel TV,
but
Marvel
also it's
studios
still
were a little different. But
it was still tied in, and we've been and I haven't seen all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've only seen a couple episodes still, but from what you guys say, like even now, they're still referencing back to little things from that. Even now,
still reference the events.
So,
man, that show's super
like if you do Arrow for 8 seasons on TV, you're telling me there's no version of Arrow we could have put anywhere? You just spent 8 seasons putting these characters, all Dinah Lance and all these other characters and shit like that. White Canary didn't exist before. Just I don't know if y'all watch Arrow, but White Canary didn't exist. Like, y'all made a character for a show. Y'all did all this shit. It's cool.
I mean, a White Canary? Was she like a sister of Black Canary or something?
Yeah, she's her sister.
Oh wow, I totally guessed that. That's crazy.
Is it?
It's either a sibling or
you pretty much know it's on the nose. Whatever you're guessing is probably right. But yeah, man, to me, it's annoying because I'm watching them make all these seasons and episodes and they do nothing with it. And they keep telling us it's a multiverse, but then they put out a show like Naomi, which clearly isn't in any of the same universes that they're in. But I guess it kind of makes sense because you have like Legends of Tomorrow that can go to different like dimensions and time periods and all different types of stuff. They're traveling all over the place. So, okay, fine. Maybe there's some credence, but we just got to get there. And I don't know. I think they make weird decisions. I think that if you're a kid watching this show, you might enjoy it. You might love it. You might think it's great. I don't know that it will age well for you as you get older, as you read more comic books, and even if you just start this show off and then like, oh, this is really dope. Oh, it's a comic book. Let me try to, check that out. Let me read up on that, or let me watch a video, review on her run. And you go look that up, and then you start realizing, well, this is nothing like this. This actually sounds kind of fire over here. Why'd they change so much? Oh, okay. Well, maybe I need to. It raises a lot of questions that I don't know need to be raised. So I just say watch it with a grain of salt. Watch it after you watch all the shows that you wanted to watch, or maybe save one show. Maybe save like a little 30-minute show, a show you got, like a little cartoon or something that you needed 30 minutes. Save that for after you watch Naomi, so you can watch Naomi, be like, what did I watch, and then go watch something else that'll kind of bring it back up, and not make you have so many thoughts rambling around in your head about what's going on.
We've been talking about this for over 20 minutes, and I am thoroughly confused. What they're trying.
We've been talking about Naomi for 20 minutes?
I shit you not. Yeah, but we're still in 2 hours, FYI.
Well, good. I mean, wait, look, we're done here. I just anybody out there looking to watch Naomi, if you read the comic and you're interested, forget the comic and go watch it and take it with a grain of salt that it's not exactly what that was. It's not really what that was at all. And also, if you're not a Black woman or you're not a teenager, understand the show wasn't really written. The main character is a young Black teenager, a young Black woman teenager. So, or young Black girl teenager, whatever you want, whatever the correct term is. I don't want to say anything incorrect. But if you're not that demographic, understand that there's going to be things happening in the show that aren't really for you to get or understand. Maybe like there's certain things you're not going to understand. I ain't really understand at first that. I thought they was just being playful. And then it was like, oh, nah, shorty at the comic book store with the purple hair. She kind of, she been looking a little extra and Naomi know what's up. But also a white boy over here, he fiending. He's super simp. And Black dude is like, I ain't really a simp, but I ain't really fucking with Buddy. And also he like you. So I really don't, that's enough for them not to like each other. They don't, that's what I was saying earlier that I stopped. But that townie and military beef, it's too, the characters are already Black and white, and now they don't like it. And then they about to just be saying, ooh, get out of here, townie. Like the Black dude about to be using this. It's kind of like a slur. You're setting up a very dangerous thing. And I just don't think it's necessary for the show at all. Forget anything else. Forget how I feel about anything else in the show. I think that specific potential narrative is unneeded. They already both are willing to work with Naomi. They both clearly really like her, love her, whatever you want to categorize it as. And they both want to impress her the most they can. They already have enough beef between them. And clearly the white dude is more of like the academic type, I'm just, I'm going to school, I'm doing my thing. He don't come from a military family. And clearly the Black dude is they haven't shown it, but he probably plays football and or basketball, or he plays some sort of sport. You can tell he's popular. He's always wearing the Letterman. He's that type of guy. So there's already enough stereotype. There's already enough animosity between those two type of characters. You don't need to add a third level of like, oh, well, he's a townie and he's a military baby. Like, yo, fam. And who's doing that in real life? Maybe in those small town military bases, maybe that's a real thing. I don't know, but
it probably is.
It's weird because he's like, yeah, I live on the military base. Fam, have you ever been on a military base or known somebody?
Actually, you know what? It is absolutely a thing. I've heard some stuff from college, from old friends, whatever, from like Warner Robins. That's actually a thing. Now I think about it. Hey,
is that still a thing today? Like right now, if you were, I don't know about today. Y'all have Twitter to see all the problems in the world, and you think the biggest issue between you is that he's from the military and he's not. Like, fam, these kids today would have a conversation like, oh, I don't believe in, or I don't support the military. My family don't support the military. Well, my family comes from it, and we believe in that. And those kids would more than likely today have a conversation that maybe they don't come to the same agreement, but at least enlightens the other on each other's side of the coin that they're on, without it being this whole, he's a townie and like, yo, fam.
Townie.
Fam, like, yo, who's calling somebody a townie, bro? Like, come on, dog. Is that still happening? Like, I could see that, yeah. When we were growing up in the middle of the nowhere, Warner Robins, Glenville, all that shit, maybe I could see some shit like that happening out there. But now, like, I can't see no kid today be like, yeah, we don't talk to him. He's a townie. Like, fam, yo, who cares? I think that's just the stupidest shit. So
it's really stupid. Yeah.
I hope they get rid of that completely. Like, Ava, please. I know you don't listen to this, but if somehow this gets to you, please write that out of the show. Don't even have to write out the show. Just never mention it again. Just never do that again. Other than that, the show is what it is, man. If you've seen it out there, please let us know what you think about it. Let us know what your thoughts are. If you feel like you can relate or not, however, I'd be interested to hear other opinions. But I just let us know, man. Let us know. I'm gonna keep trying. I mean, I watched the whole first season of Batwoman, and that was something else that we'll talk about a different day. But
oh boy,
it wasn't terrible. It's just mad long.
I heard season 2 is really it's good. I don't know if I want to put the really in front of you. I'm not sure about that, but I've heard it's good. Season 2, they may change.
We'll get there.
That's all I heard. And when I saw my
free time, so
last time I put on my Chromecast and they did the little recommendations, they put Batwoman on there, the show, and it was like 80% fresh, and I was like, so.
Well, those shows have their audience, so. I think they have their audience, and people that don't watch it just aren't watching it. Like people that don't like it just aren't watching it. So if you're not watching it, I've never put in a review on Rotten Tomatoes for Arrow. Like, but if I put in a review for anything past season 3, they'd be all really negative. But I've never done it because I might have upvoted on season 1 or something like that. But now I'm like, oh, whatever. Yeah. So if you don't like it or you don't watch it, I don't know that you're going out your way to review it. Especially on a site like that. So I don't know. I'm not sure how much that really shows it, but season 2, I'm hoping is a little more diverse is the issue with season 1 Batwoman is. But anyways, Naomi, Wednesdays on CW.
I actually looked it up on the side here, unfortunately. They actually they have the first episode free. Well, it looks like it's free with like commercial breaks in between on the CW website, and I had it open. Now I don't. Where'd it go? What the hell?
You can watch it on
right here.
Hulu. You can watch it on YouTube TV, and it probably on the CW site with commercials. Maybe I'm not sure how that's working, but I know you can. I know I've been watching on YouTube TV. I went to YouTube TV. Well, I just have the series like DVR'd and saved, and you can go back and watch. I think YouTube does that for almost any show, really. You can save a show, and then it'll just save those episodes for you, and you watch them back when you're free or whatever. So that's what I did.
That's cool.
So I can watch them. Because if not, then you don't get to stream them until the next. So I think they stream on Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays they go to streaming. I think that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Wednesdays they go to streaming.
They air on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays. Wednesdays they go to streaming. But if you DVR it on YouTube TV, you can watch it. You can start it whenever you want. So like the first episode, I started like maybe 30 minutes into the actual showing. So I wasn't following along with everybody on Twitter, but I was, watching it. So yeah. Naomi, man, it's interesting. It's an interesting one. But I think it kind of did it.
Catching up on Boba Fett first.
Oh, yeah. You should catch up on that. And Peacemaker. You should do that first. But yeah.
But everything first.
Literally. Catch up on Young Justice, too. Catch up on that first. Don't even.
Oh, man.
From season 1.
I actually am enjoying
all that before you get to Naomi. Which, ironically, would be the perfect place for her to show up. Would have been a Young Justice.
Of course not.
Might have been a better place for her to show up first, but what do I know? Anyways, man. Yeah, we'll keep y'all updated on where that show goes over time. We'll come back and we'll dive more into Peacemaker next week. Same thing with Boba Fett. And yeah, so thank y'all for listening. Thanks for being patient with us through a little bit of a hiccup here. But we're back. We're back on track. Can't promise you I'll never say that again, but we are back on track. So I appreciate y'all for listening, man. Y'all got anything last y'all want to tell the folks?
I really don't have anything super special right now. Except I'm
light
hungry.
On Iain. Literally had the light on his face. That's why I said that.
Oh, yeah. I closed my blind. I wasn't having it.
Well, yeah, man. These guys ain't got shit to say to y'all.
Nah. Thanks for listening as always.
Don't watch it. Yeah, no. Don't drink no water.
Never drink water. Just it's another conspiracy. They sell it to you in bottles so you can drink more of it. They have flavors and caffeine.
Yep.
Maybe some alcohol in it. Just drink what you want to drink.
Drink soda, bro. It's the best thing for you.
If you still got your teeth in the next day, just keep drinking soda. Nah, real talk. Okay, yeah, for real. Yeah.
Nah, for real, we out of here, man. We out of here. We bullshitting at the end of the episode.
Yeah, we are bullshitting.
Iain giving us they bullshitting at the end of the episode. Look, hey guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, enjoy. It's been 2 ugly nerds, but there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
I can't pause it.